Hey yo, Shalom, all praise to Yahweh, Hashem Yahshua, Hashem Kadash. Double honor to the apostles and others of GreatMillStone, man. Double, yeah, Shalom, man, to the brothers out there doing the work in sincerity and truth. It's a brother, I'm a one from the GMS London camp. I just found this article, man, it's kind of funny. Because it's more or less going into how the elites, they're looking to flee from here, man. And it's like, it's funny as hell because it shows you really, bruv, these elites, the things that they're looking into, the things they're researching and they're getting into, they're just basically about, they're trying to channel into completely different, get into completely different channels than the average little squirt that you have out here, man. Because it's like, especially with fucking out here, man, like, you know, with these stupid base, simple as fuck, like, you know, people that you've got out here, they don't really understand what's going on, they don't know what's going on, they don't even know who the enemy is, they don't know who they are as a nation, they don't know nothing. You know, these elites, these guys are basically, they're working on, they really are just looking to, to get shit done, man, to get shit done. It's on CNBC. And it's basically titled, Survival of the Richest, the Wealthy are Plotting to Leave Us Behind. Funny as hell, man. Because they are. The thing is the super elites, these super elites, they're basically looking to, they're looking to fuck off, man. They ain't looking, the thing is you could even, a good example over here in the UK, we have the royal family, man. And these guys are basically like, they're kind of a, you know, a mold of how the elites want to be seen, like once they go through with their New World Order plan, man. And the thing is like with the royals, the royalty they have over here, brother, you cannot just like, there's certain etiquette with how you even just go up and say hi to them. You can't just go up and oh, how you doing, and just go give them a hug, because you look, man, you're getting, brother, you're gonna get they ain't gonna run, man, they ain't gonna fly. So there's certain conduct, there's a certain way, and they're basically like, they live in their castles, they got fucking humongous castles with hundreds of staff, all paid for by the people. They're basically living a completely different kind of lifestyle than, you know, the average peon you got out here. But it's funny as hell, man, because it shows pretty much that that's what these elites really want, man. They want, because the thing is, they are really, it's like with the Rothschild. Okay, you know, you have they go to these different events, and you might be able to go up there and you know, you've got like speeches, like Evelyn's giving speeches, Jacob, David, they're kind of out there in the public. But it's gonna be on a level where you really, they're just thinking, bruv, you're just like chaff. And then, bro, they don't want to. You think they want some average, low-level peons around? Oh hell no! Same in the kingdom, bro. In the kingdom, you're really just gonna have some average dirt heathen just there, trying to talk to you. Oh hell no! But anyway, man, let me get into this. So it says, last year I got invited to a super deluxe private resort to deliver a keynote speech to what I assume would be 100 or so investment bankers. It was by far the largest fee I'd ever been offered for a talk, about half my annual professor's salary, all to deliver some insight on the subject of the future of technology. So that's what these guys, these investment bankers, and a lot of these guys, a lot of companies you got out here, they're owned by like hedge funds. And these hedge funds are basically a bunch of fucking rich people putting money together. You don't even know who they are. No one even knows. You can't get the list of whose money that is. You don't know who's in there. A bunch of fucking hundreds of old rich guys. A lot of them are these so-called Jews. Garrett, you already know. A lot of these so-called Jews basically put money together and they invest in things, man. They own companies. They you know, it's basically like you got these wicked elites basically throwing money around and influence. You know, that's how they set certain things up. And they said, what? I never like talking about the future. The Q&A sessions always end up more like parlor games, where I'm asked to opine on the latest technology buzzwords, as if they were ticker symbols for potential investments. Blockchain. Okay, so these guys interested in blockchain. What's that going into? That's going into the mark of the beast, man. The RFID chip. This is what these elites are getting into. Okay. It says 3D printing, CRISPR, and CRISPR's like meant to be editing your DNA. Like you're meant to be using CRISPR to like edit your DNA, so you're meant to be able to live forever, so you can soup up your genes, all that goodness. Basically, it's like gene editing, but you know they'll really be using that like in Get Out, because they know Jake has the superior genes. The apostles, I believe it's Apostle Gabar was going into it, or maybe it was Apostle, I can't remember, but saying like brought an article out that it was you know, Jake has superior genes. It was like Cornell University, man. They said Jake has superior genes to the Edomites, so they're gonna be like taking the Jake, you know, the Jake genes they designed, splicing them in, man. That's something that you've seen in like sci-fi and futuristic series, where it's like they try and splice genes so they can get that super body, man. Because I know Jake's already got that super body. And it says what, and this is what these rich elites are interested in, man. This is what these guys are getting together and finding out about and putting money into, man, investing in. It says the audience is already interested in learning about these technologies or their potential impacts beyond the binary choice of whether or not to invest in them. But money talks, so I took the gig. After I arrived, I was ushered into what I thought was the green room. But instead of being wide with a microphone or taken to a stage, I just sat there at a plain round table as my audience was brought to me. 5 super wealthy guys, yes, all men, from the upper echelons of the hedge fund world. So a bunch of these rich ass hedge fund motherfuckers, and believe he's under an NDA where he's not allowed to mention who they are. So anyway, it says that after a bit of small talk, I realized they had no interest in the information I had prepared about the future of technology. They had come with questions of their own. They started out innocuously enough, Ethereum or Bitcoin, yet again that cryptocurrency, which leads into chip. Is quantum computing a real thing? Slowly but surely, however, they edge into their real topics of concern. Imagine that was just a fluff. Which region will be less impacted by the coming climate crisis? New Zealand or Alaska? So you know, these the coming climate crisis. Is Google really building Ray Kurzweil a home for his brain? And will his consciousness live through the transition, or will it die and be reborn as a whole new one? So these guys are basically trying to become gods, man. That's what these guys are interested in. These guys are interested in trying to be gods. Man said like trying to transfer upload consciousness. That's you know, they had that in the movie Transcendence, and that was something I think Elon Musk had a company going into that. I can't remember what it was called, but I did a video on it before. Elon Musk getting into that. So that's what these elites, you know, this is what these elites basically put their time and their labor into. These guys are thinking about living forever, man. You got Jake out here. You got 4 black women juking up fucking and beating the shit out of and robbing a fucking waitress. You know, that's what niggas, these low life gremlins are thinking about. But then you got the elites thinking about uploading their consciousness. So then you guys aren't ready for when these elites, that at time of Jacob's trouble. A lot of these Jakes need to get wiped the fuck out, man. And it said what? Finally, the CEO of a brokerage house explained that he had nearly completed building his own underground bunker system, and asked, "How do I maintain authority over my security force after the event?" Well, the response to that is going to be that RFID chip, man. That's really what these elites are going to be looking to do. That's how they're looking to maintain control, man. That RFID, implant it. If someone rebels, then they just press the red button and zap him, get him zapped. It's funny, I was watching What For Ragnarok again. It was the same thing. When he got enslaved, they put the tag on him. And whenever he rebelled, someone just zap him. If he messes around too much, non-stop zapping. And it says what? For all their wealth and power, they don't believe they can affect the future. The event, that was their euphemism for the environmental collapse, social unrest, nuclear explosion, unstoppable virus, or Mr. Robot hack that takes everything down. The event, really we know the event is that time of tribulation and the time of Jacob's trouble. The thing is, a lot of these super elite, super rich elites, these guys know this, man. That's why they're basically, that's what Esau's, the thing is Esau's not going through, he's not doing all these plans just to entertain himself. This guy, the thing is, he actually reads the scriptures, he knows the scriptures are true. So he's basically trying to, he's trying to ensure he survives. And it says what? The single question occupied us for the rest of the hour. They knew armed guards would be required to protect their compounds from the angry mobs. But how would they pay the guards once money was worthless? Oh, once money was worthless. See, they know money's going to be worthless. That's why you got these niggas worshipping the dollar. But they know it's going to be worthless. That's why they've got the RFID chip, the chip system. Putting it on the blockchain, you got the VeChain, which is basically like, that's about like resources, like tokenizing resources. That's basically what that cryptocurrency is about. So they've got all these technologies, they're looking into it, man. RFID as well, they've been using it for years already, like keeping it tagged on deliveries, keeping track of how much of different, like if you order like 300 pairs of jeans or something, then it's like they'll put RFID tags in like the little labels, so you can measure, like you can keep track of where they are and keep track of how many you got, all these kinds of things. So it's basically just doing that on a people level, man, which is what, RFID. And it says what, so, but how would you pay guards once money was worthless? What would stop guards from choosing their own leader? The billionaires considered using special combination locks on the food supply that only they knew. Or making guards wear disciplinary collars of some kind in return for survival. Well, really, that chip. Or maybe building robots to serve as guards and workers, if the technology could be developed in time. So, this is what these elites, the thing is, these elites, they're actually thinking about ruling after, after the destruction comes, man. The thing is, they actually know the destruction's coming. They know that mass death, this panic, World War III, martial law, all these different things. They know that's coming. So, what if you're calling yourself a Hebrew, and you're not getting into the future prophecies, you're not getting into all the things that are coming to pass soon, then really, are you even in the truth, like? Because the thing is that's the main thing, that it's like one of the chief things, man. Yahushua's return, that's what we're looking for. You read Matthew 24, it goes into detail, it breaks it down. No one's going into that. That's incredibly important. Because Acts 1, what was the first thing the disciples said, man? Look, when are you going to give us the kingdom? So you're talking about, oh, you're Israelite, this, that. Okay, you should be thinking about when you're going to get your kingdom, and what events are going to transpire for that to come to play, man. I'll read a bit more, but it's a long article. But it's interesting. It reveals, that's what these elites are looking into, man. And it said what? Then that's when it hit me, at least as far as these gentlemen were concerned. This was a talk about the future of technology, taking their cue from Elon Musk colonizing Mars, Peter Thiel reversing the aging process, or Sam Altman and Ray Kurzweil uploading their minds into supercomputers. They were preparing for a digital future that had a whole lot less to do with making the world a better place than it did with transcending the human condition altogether, and insulating themselves from a very real and very present danger of climate change, rising sea levels, mass migration, global pandemics, nativist panic, and resource depletion. For them, the future of technology is really just about one thing: escape. And that's really what these elites are a big thing of what they're trying to do. Part of it is the thing is like they show you in Elysium, man. Elysium. Them guys just want to be off in the middle of nowhere, not giving a fuck. All the sheep can have the land. These guys just want to be safe out in a stick somewhere, man. Up in space, in the depths of the sea, man. And I was like, you know what? It's a good little article, that, because it shows these things. And the thing is you had it coming out. You had a lot with the first purge. what was that big in that? The chip basically getting rid of the undesirables, which is really Jake. They say low income. Really, it was both the tribes, because you had the Northern Kingdom there, you had the Spitbirds and their daughter, and you had the Southern Kingdom as well with the Jakes. So it's really about them. That's who they want to come up against. Let me read this, man, because I'll finish on this. Amos 9:2 says, though they dig into hell, thence shall mine hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down. So, you know, Esau's, because it's funny, he said like what, he finished a bunker. And he said after he finished the bunker, he's thinking, okay, you know, how am I going to maintain control? Like where, you know, how are we going to do this? And then you had, what's his name? The guy who owns Amazon, Jeff Bezos. He's talking about trips to space and that, which is something that's been big. It's meant to be like 200 grand a ticket. So they're trying to basically get the fuck out of here, man. They ain't looking to deal with none of this. And it says, and though they hide themselves in the top of Carmel, I will search and take them out thence. And though they be hid from my sight in the bottom of the sea, thence will I command the serpent, and he shall bite them. So basically, all this escape these elites are trying to do is going to come to naught. But they're actually going to go through with them plans, because the thing is Satan's basically deceiving them to where they think they're going to be able to, to escape. They're going to be able to find these little cubby holes, and basically and not receive you know, the judgment. But hey, the Lord's he's done them in, man. He's pulled the wool over their eyes, so they don't know. But you know, that's what these elites, you know, these guys are basically thinking about putting in them new all the plans, which is the prophecies according to the Bible, and then ends enough, man, getting the fuck out of there. So it's funny as hell, man, because like, yo, the Lord, like, that shows the elites, man. These guys are basically, they're not messing around, man. So it's like, you know, Jake having a laugh out here. But yeah, I'll leave it there, man. Say all praise to Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Hashem,